What's up, all you X-Men loving dudes and dudettes? ToyShiz here, and I am back yet again to give you guys a look back at the past. And today on RetroShiz, we're checking out the 1996 Toybiz Age of Apocalypse X-Men line, after Xavier, of course. Some pretty awesome figures. Back in the day, when that comic book hit, when the storyline that kind of led up to it changed the status quo, right? X-Men were hot. The cartoon was hot. The Toybiz toys were hot. You gotta say hot like that, because otherwise people are not gonna know what you mean. But yeah, X-Men were just everywhere and anywhere, and then they changed it up with X-Men Age of Apocalypse. And here we are today in 2020, and we're gonna look back at all 5 figures and check them out real good. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of Apocalypse brand coffee. This is a RetroShiz look back at the 1996 Toybiz Age of Apocalypse X-Men action figure line. And in just a few, I'll announce the Cosmic Ghostrider giveaway. Special thanks again to Kokomo Toys. Check them out online and in-store, Kokomo, Indiana. Great people, always nice. Excellent selection of old toys, just FYI. But now, let's talk Age of Apocalypse. So first on our list, we have the SABRETOOTH and the WILDCHILD figure characters for the Age of Apocalypse storyline. This was a different take, of course. SABRETOOTH being a good guy, WILDCHILD being a wild child on a chain, which was very interesting. Still very interesting to this day, but a very cool figure. Not the best at standing, a little bit loose joints here and there, but amazing paint. They got to give it to him all day. The chain would have been cool if it was metal, but it's plastic. It hooks onto the back of WILDCHILD. And while there's absolutely no articulation on WILDCHILD, you can take the chain off. He just kind of has a little hook on his back, and he is what it is. It's cool. It works, especially for back in the day. And you could take the chain off of SABRETOOTH's wrist. He did have some wild hair articulation, arms, yeah, elbows. He did have thigh swivel, though, which went up and down, knees. Not a whole lot of ingenuity there, but the thigh swivel, that was definitely new. So these were interesting, well-designed, well-sculpted. I think he's got a nice, ferocious face on him. And who could go wrong with WILDCHILD? Especially if you have a wild child of your own. And of course, next up, we have Scott Summers. Well, the Age of Apocalypse version, of course. Missing one eye, thanks to Wolverine. Very different Scott Summers Cyclops figure. If you're aware of the comic, served Apocalypse, all that good stuff. He came with an accessory. He actually came with 2. And I do apologize. These are figures that I got later in life, so I am missing the cybernetic eyeball in the glass jar, along with the attachment from his arm to his gun. But nonetheless, it still looks cool, does the same thing, comes with a gun with a energy burst effect. He can only hold it in one hand, though. Oddly enough, you'd think he could hold it in the other one. It just does not fit. As far as articulation goes, nothing at the head. He has odd articulation, I will just say. He's well sculpted. He looks good, but it is this arm. You'd think it would be, you could twist the wrist, something like that, just to get the gun. He's kind of shooting it off to the side. What you do is you take this optic effect. It's got a spring in there. You kind of pull back, load it up, and you can shoot it at Apocalypse. But it's not going to do much because it ain't that strong. You can just knock him over yourself. This is it's a different Cyclops. It's not the best looking figure. It's not the greatest Cyclops ever made, but it is different and it works well for the Age of Apocalypse. Now everyone get that Berserker Rage up to a level 10. Weapon X is next up. Don't call him Wolverine in the Age of Apocalypse. This was awesome for back in the day for Toybiz. The head sculpts don't exactly hold up nowadays, but he does have some claw attachments, right? So you can swap out all these parts, and I like that. That's actually a really nice touch. It fits everything in the comic. Of course, he doesn't have his hand because of Cyclops, and Cyclops doesn't have his eye because of this Weapon X dude. But yeah, all of them just swap out, interchange. He even comes with a gun attachment with a line of ammo that you can slip through, pull through. That especially is something very cool. The articulation on this figure, much like all of these in this particular wave, very basic. The knees, nothing at the elbows though. The gun is, like I said, you can pull the ammo back and forth through it, like the gun would be, you know, going off. You can swap out all of the different attachments. They all look good as well. He's kind of got like the scythe axe sort of deal, or you can just do classic Wolverine type claws. But in either case, while the head sculpt is not the best, even though I think today nothing much has changed, it's still a very cool and nice to have with this particular line of Toybiz Age of Apocalypse figures. Now we get to Magneto in the Age of Apocalypse, and this one was actually very cool. I actually love the colors that they chose. He's very Marvel vs. Capcom as well. He's got the long braided hair. He comes with a magnetic energy effect. It's in a orange sort of glow. If you look at it, it's basically a bunch of metal shards, scrap metal, all kind of put together to create this hand, which definitely is cool. It hooks onto his hand. I love the fact that he just looks, it looks spot on in the comic. It is until you take the helmet off. Yeah, he gets a little cartoony for cartoon's sake, but it's really not that bad. And to have a removable helmet, to have this hand attachment, that's actually pretty cool. In terms of the articulation, he's actually the most well-rounded, and his accessories do fit the best, including his helmet, even though it can be just a little fudged here and there, you know what I mean? Especially you hit it, knock it the wrong way. But he's got articulation in the elbows, the knees, the head rotates, the waist rotates, so he's a well-designed, very spot-on Magneto, and one of the best. You can also pull his cape off if you so choose. It's one of the best in the wave. Highly recommend him. Can't go wrong with this Magneto. And then finally we get to the big, bad Apocalypse daddy himself, Apocalypse. And Sabanur in his AOA outfit. This was a really nice costume change. I actually really like this guy. He actually comes with a cybernetic attachment. And then, of course, much like Cyclops, he is also supposed to come with the Shadow King in this jar, which is straight from the comics, which is actually pretty cool. Eventually, I will get these extra accessories. So again, apologies on my end. I don't have these. But the arms basically just pop off at the wrists, both sides. He's got a excellent cape to him. Very nicely done for Toybiz, I will say, back in the day. But see, he's got little nubs, little stubby nubs, and you just reattach his arms, or you could put the saw blade on there as well. Very much the Apocalypse figure, always with the cybernetic attachments. You can articulate him at the wrists. You can also move his elbows, his knees. His head will turn. You can pop this whole thing off. He looks good. If you ever see these on eBay, it's usually missing this part of the cape. Just FYI, if you are looking for these, just make sure you get all the accessories. But you can spin the blade. That's actually pretty cool. It pops off. Kind of creates like a new weapon, so to speak, but not really. Pop it off, pop on the hands, done deal. It's a very, very cool looking Apocalypse figure. So again, I do highly recommend him if you can grab him, especially with the new Marvel Legends figure coming out right now. So you've all been patient enough. I think it's finally time to do this giveaway, but just want to say thank you again to Kokomo Toys for hosting this contest. We're giving away a Cosmic Ghostrider Marvel Legends figure, an amazing figure. We had a look at the Marvel Legends Gray Beast, again, courtesy of them. Please check out their website. They have a ton of new products, old products especially, which is very, very cool if you're looking for any old toys, accessories, what have you to complete those collections. Yes, I highly recommend Kokomo Toys. So without further ado, I am happy to announce the giveaway winner is Jay Parker. And your favorite X-Man, you said, is Iceman. A very cool selection right there. Tons of bad jokes, I'm sure. But again, congratulations to you, Jay. I'll get in touch with you and send you over your Cosmic Ghostrider. And thank you to everyone who entered. Lots of fun contests on the way. Thank you again to Kokomo Toys. And that is really going to wrap it up for my look at the 1996 Toybiz Age of Apocalypse action figure line. Truth be told, there is actually quite a bit Age of Apocalypse characters that were thrown about within different Toybiz waves. We also got a famous couples box set as well, Gambit and Rogue. And if you would like to see more, let me know. I do have some other characters on the way, others I still need to get, but we will have more Age of Apocalypse figures coming very shortly on RetroShiz. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember that when the Sugar Man and the Dark Beast show up, there's going to be lots of shenanigans that you just do not want to be a part of. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.